It's just devastating. The fire just started and in a number of hours had taken over, I don't know how many acres, but many, many acres.
Sky-Yancey, a former ABC 36 anchor, says she and her husband had packed their car last week, ready to evacuate, as so many others in her area did. Yancey says she could see the flames of the Palisades fire, but there was nowhere for it to go.
But the flames were put out, and they could not move. They could not head our way. So we were fortunate because there was a fire earlier in that there was nothing left to burn. So it's really quite a double-edged sword to say that the fire in December has saved us.
While Yancey, her husband, and their 2 cats are safe with only minor damage from a downed tree, that cannot be said for others in the Palisades area.
I do know of at least 20 people personally who have lost their homes, and I'm sure we'll find out more.
Yancey says moving from Kentucky to California, the areas are very different.
Living in this beautiful area, we have to take the good with the bad, and the bad certainly is the fact that we've had more and more fires, and having 2 within a month or so is sort of difficult to swallow.
She adds that wildfires are just a fact of life in California, no matter how devastating they can be. Cindy St. Clair, ABC 36 News Now.
Well, meanwhile, Lexington police are investigating 2 shootings in the city within 24 hours of one another. Yesterday, officers responded to the Sportsman Motel on Winchester Road for what was described as unknown trouble. When they arrived, they found a woman unresponsive with a gunshot wound. 27-year-old Helen Taylor was pronounced dead at the scene, marking Lexington's first homicide of 2025. Meanwhile, late last night, police say a person showed up at Good Samaritan Hospital around 10:30 with a gunshot wound. The injuries were reported as non-life threatening. Investigators are still working to determine where the shooting occurred and who was involved. If you have any information about these incidents, you're asked to contact Lexington Police or submit an anonymous tip through Bluegrass Crime Stoppers. And with the 2 shootings in Lexington, local community organization One Lexington is stepping in to support those affected. One Lexington confirming both victims fall within their focus age range of 10 to 29. In response, the organization has already deployed 2 community response advocates to connect with the families of the victims and offer support. Officials from One Lexington say they want to extend their services to anyone else impacted by these incidents. Also adding, a community forum will be held next Wednesday at the Charles Young Center on East 3rd Street. Officials say they're looking to update the city's strategic plan to help reduce the number of deadly shootings. Well, the man who shot at Craig Greenberg during his mayoral campaign is asking for a minimum sentence of 15 years. That's according to ABC affiliate WHAS 11 News. Quintez Brown, who pleaded guilty in July of 2024, admitted to firing at Greenberg and his staff on Valentine's Day in 2022, but claims he wasn't trying to kill Greenberg. He was just no one was injured, though a bullet did graze Greenberg's sweater. Brown's attorneys argue the sentence is enough time for him to address his mental health. His sentencing is set for next Friday. And Kentucky State Police have made a 3rd arrest in connection to the murder of Christopher Lester in Pike County. 25-year-old Michael Shortridge is now charged with murder and is being held at the Pike County Detention Center. 42-year-old Christopher Lester was found dead on January 11th at a home in the Steele community, suffering fatal gunshot wounds. 2 others, Michael Brown and Anthony Browning, were previously arrested on murder charges. KSB detective Cody Stiltner is leading the investigation. Well, the Millersburg Police Department is offering free firearm safety kits to promote gun safety. In partnership with Project Child Safe, the department is providing kits that include cable-style gun locks and educational materials. Chief Smith encourages residents to stop by City Hall or the police department lobby to pick up a free kit. He's also available to speak about gun safety to local groups. This effort comes as the CDC reports over 1,200 unintentional firearm deaths among children from 2003 to 2021. Well, when temperatures drop, the dangers rise. Coming up, we'll tell you how to protect yourself from frostbite and hypothermia this winter.
Well, temperatures have been heading the right direction the last couple of days. Notice a lot of the snow starting to melt off there in downtown Mount Sterling, but Heading into this weekend, we got rain initially, more snow, and unfortunately, another round of Arctic air heading our direction. Your Storm Team forecast is next.
And the UK men's basketball team back in action tomorrow. We're asking you, who will win tomorrow's showdown between Kentucky and Alabama? The options are the Kentucky Wildcats and, of course, the Alabama Crimson Tide. 100% are rooting for the Wildcats. They say the Cats are going to win. If you want to weigh in, you can go to our website. That's WTVQ.com/vote, or you can use the QR code right here on your screen. We'll be right back.
Join us for Lexplorations with Dr. Jason Swanson, bringing you the stories of what makes Lexington and the Bluegrass so special. A high noon exclusive feature in partnership with Visit Lex, and only on ABC 36 News at Noon.
Sure, we've got more all-wheel drive vehicles than anyone else. We've also got the five brothers who made their mark on and off the road for over 60 years. Like the powerful new Tundra, built in the USA with the best resale value in its class. Now, during truck and all-wheel drive season, get 2.99 APR financing on a new Tundra or $2,000 customer cash. Or you can lease a new Tundra from just $399 a month. Get yourself Toyota ready. Toyota, let's go places.
My name is Tim Leith. I was sitting at a red light. Out of nowhere, I just got rear-ended. I reached out to Morgan & Morgan directly from the scene. It was incredibly simple to get the process started. I never actually had to physically set foot into Morgan & Morgan. You can literally do everything from your cell phone. I was able to get emails, text messages. Morgan & Morgan got my initial offer 10x'd. And I never even got a check. I just got a direct deposit into my bank account. It's so easy.
Furniture World Superstore must make up for lost business. It's a weather emergency sale. The snows came. Our customers didn't. The ice formed. The crowds couldn't. And because temperatures dropped, our prices have too. Furniture World has taken drastic discounts on living room, dining room, bedroom furniture, mattresses, and more. Plus, no interest for up to 2 full years. Furniture World must make up for lost business. It's an emergency sale due to the weather at all Furniture World Superstore locations.
Download the ABC 36 weather app for real-time alerts, interactive radar, and daily forecasts. Scan the QR code or go to WTVQ.com. Presented by Synergy Home. Time for your ABC 36 Storm Team forecast.
Felt really good out there on this Friday here in central and eastern Kentucky. Temperatures well above average, especially down south. And with a south wind and some sunshine, went a long way to whittling away the snowpack that has been plaguing the Bluegrass region for quite a while. Heading into the weekend, that storm system on track, rain into the early hours, changing over to snow late tomorrow into Sunday. It looks like the highest impacts in the east, but probably seeing some across the board. Light snow accumulations and the incoming cold. That's going to mean some slick roadways Saturday night and into Sunday and even beyond, because we have that Arctic blast heading our way with frigid temperatures for the King holiday, and we'll hang around for a few days as well. A lot of sunshine, nice strong south wind pushing our temperatures into the 40s and 50s, but you see the mid to high level clouds beginning to increase. That's ahead of our weekend storm system. Even some rain beginning to develop across parts of southern Illinois and central and eastern Missouri. That's going to be in here probably after the midnight hour. Checking out downtown Mount Sterling in Montgomery County. A little bit of snow left in spots, but some solid melting today with the combination of the mild air, the sunshine, and the strong winds out of the south still hanging in at 45. They are up I-64 in Montgomery County. Notice in Casey County near Liberty, the snow's gone essentially. I mean, 2 days ago, it was covered. So that shows how much of a difference that wind, sun, and milder temperatures have made. 50 there. So down south, we have been into the low to mid 50s, still in the low to mid 50s. Close to Lake Cumberland, beginning to cool it off a bit, but we're going to level things out. Now, our winds are backing down slightly, gusts only around 10, maybe 15 miles per hour. Earlier, it was 20 plus. But our big storm system for the weekend, getting cranked up, area of low pressure, rain out ahead of it, moisture coming up from the Gulf, and there's the cold front. Leading edge of that Arctic air mass that is going to drop down in here, rolling into tomorrow night and Sunday. So rain turns to snow during the afternoon on Saturday. It'll start out as a chilly rain Saturday night, Sunday morning. Band of some snow mainly in southeastern Kentucky, but I think with the wraparound with the low to our east, we'll see some snow accumulations, even here in the bluegrass, much of it in eastern Kentucky, and then we've got the Arctic cold to deal with. So looking at futurecast, no issues if you've got plans on this Friday evening, but after midnight into the early hours of Saturday, a chilly rain. We start out in the upper 30s, only climb to the low 40s, and then notice by tomorrow afternoon, we're starting the transition over, and there's that band of snow tomorrow evening. Maybe a brief break, but with the low strengthening off to our east on Sunday, notice how the coverage increases. We're into the 20s, so it's all snow. It'll accumulate, and it could create a few slick roadways, so definitely keep that in mind. I mentioned that area of low pressure. We've been talking about it all week long. We're just going to be in the favored position based on the track of that low to put some light snow on the ground. So a 2 to 4 across the southeastern mountains, an inch or two entirely on the table here in the bluegrass with lighter amounts, maybe a coating or so out to our east. So bigger picture, again, the low off to the east, so that'll pull some moisture off of the Atlantic and it'll bump into that Arctic air mass that will be dropping in. And that's going to be with us into early next week. And this thing's going all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And as a wave of low pressure rides along it, we can see some snow all the way down to the Gulf Coast. So a big chunk of the lower 48 going to be dealing with this Arctic air mass rolling into next week. So as far as wind chills are concerned, that's going to be a little bit more problematic this go around. Air temperatures into the single digits in the mornings, Monday, Tuesday. And look at these wind chills. You've got the Freedom March on Monday afternoon, so you'll need to dress accordingly for that on the King holiday. And still some pretty low wind chills all the way into Thursday morning before we do, in fact, see a bit of improvement. So temperatures take a tumble on Sunday, and then the coldest core of air settles overhead into early next week. So yet another round heading our way in the coming days. Breezy rain moving in overnight, 39 in the morning. We recover a few degrees into the low 40s before the colder air moves in. So falling temperatures, the morning rain over to snow late. In the extended forecast, those snow showers will continue Saturday night into Sunday. Highest chances out to the east where the accumulations, nothing off the charts, but definitely enough to be impactful with some slick roadways. And then the bitter cold arrives again for the King holiday. Look at those early morning lows in the single digits. Afternoon highs only mid to upper teens. We do see some moderation late next week with afternoon highs back around freezing.